Hey, folks. Well, we talked earlier. I said I was gonna do a live video tonight um, about this idea I'm having to buy a town. That town in Georgia kind of sparked my interest. It wasn't too overly expensive, and looking at things, what's it going on in the United States, all around, even the world. There's going to be a time, I think, where people are going to want to find like-minded individuals and basically build some communities. And something like this one, $1.7 million for 36 buildings and 40 acres, and it's got the potential to do a lot. It's got a grist mill, which would mean a water, which means there's access there to make your own power. But there's an inn there, there's a school there. All the infrastructure seems to be there. Um, it could be something to look into. Now, yeah, there's still some state laws and county laws that we couldn't get out of, but it's how you could create a town that would get rid of 99.9% of the bureaucracy. How it would be structured would be something we would have to discuss, but I think a first step is maybe getting a group of people that are willing to start this movement, get an LLC formed, get somebody, an attorney that we could work with and start getting it done. We could work on a town charter, but to me it would have to be a body of the owners and how it would go together. One of my ideas happens to be instead of setting it up standard, I'd almost set it up like a corporation where if we say 1,000 shares, and you buy shares. So if there's 1,000 shares of $1,700 a share, a person could buy 10. Now I would per se say that we put a charter. It would be more like an ESOP type of thing. If you're familiar with employee-owned companies, where no person could own any more than 20% or something, so you wouldn't get an oligarchy, basically a group of 4 or 5 people that own the whole thing. That would be something we'd have to look at. But I think that could all be worked out. Hey, George, how we could structure it, because I think it's going to come a point in time very shortly here where people are going to want to stick with like-minded individuals. I think we're going to start seeing a mass exodus out of cities. Um, the jobs aren't going to be there either. I mean, what jobs are coming now to the United States? Factories getting rebuilt, if they are, and that's what we keep getting promised. But automation is taking most of the jobs. I mean, and it's not that I'm against any of that. What I'm saying is it's coming to that point. You can't stop that progress, and self-sustaining communities are going to be a thing of the future. And you know, I guess years ago they'd be called communes or stuff. But I mean, I'm just saying like-minded individuals working together, helping each other, build a community, and just live their life and be left the hell alone. I mean, at the end of the day, it's we should take lessons from people. Not to say that we agree with the Amish on how they do business or how they do things, but at least look at their example, right? They have done very well at separating themselves from society and not involved with any of that. And they're pretty self-governing, and nobody really messes with them. They don't mess with anybody. I mean, a few people don't like them because I think they're, whatever. It's basically bigotry in its own way. Even, I think if people don't like a lot of Amish because, I've heard, oh, they're stinking nasty because they don't believe in taking baths, or it ain't about them not taking baths. I don't believe they don't like modern cosmetics, which is honestly a smart thing probably. I mean, some of that crap, the aluminum and all that stuff, and deodorant and all this is worse than the smell, I think, as far as for your health. But regardless, a lot of that, we could talk about how it would be structured and all, but the main thing is I'm trying to see if there's really enough interest to do something like this. And if it's not that town in Georgia, there's other little communities around the country that are for sale. And there's plenty of dirt for sale, right? I mean, we could actually build something ourselves if that was the case. Yeah, that's why I'm here, just seeing who's interested and what people think. And there's a post on my wall about it, and people have been commenting. If we keep that thread going and share it and maybe get some more interest, we could actually get something done here. And I think it's something we all need to start looking toward, because I believe we're almost at a point now where city services could, people who live in urban areas are gonna see that what happens, if you live in a city, whatever, urban area, town, city, what's going to happen when public utilities go away? Well, what's going to happen if something that does happen? Your public utility, your city water goes out, your city sewers go out. What happens? At least in a smaller community where everybody's working with each other, you don't have to worry about that. It's yours. You own it. And you have ownership in it. We can't depend on them stealing our tax money anymore and expecting them to take care of us. Now, I happen to live in a rural area where I have a well and septic tank and all that. That kind of stuff wouldn't bother me, but I'm at the mercy of a power company. I have backup generator and we have different things, but you're still dependent. You're tethered to it. And that's what I'm trying to get out of. I mean, even Mr. Davis, I'm trying to get out of tethering people to that portion. We're depending, our whole livelihood is depending on somebody else, and it's time now that we take control of our own destiny. And I'm a libertarian, everybody knows it, but it's not only about libertarianism, it's about constitutionalism and self-reliant, being self-reliant. I think it's something that just really needs to be discussed nowadays. I mean, the best way to beat the system is unplug from the system. The more we feed that system, the more power we help create. So if we homeschool our kids, we're taking kids out of that system. If we create our own power, we're not feeding that system. If we grow our own vegetables, we're not feeding that. We're unplugging from that. We're taking care of ourselves. We're being self-reliant, and they don't like that because they want us to be on the government tip. And this is what this is all about, is getting us off that government tip, right? We don't need them to live our life. We can live our life without them telling us what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. We'll do more. I'll do some more live videos, and we'll bring some people on to talk about it, and have some honest discussion. I've been spitballing some ideas, but I don't think we're there yet. I think the main thing is we just need to see if we can get enough interest, and if it means an online petition shared, maybe we create an online petition and try to see if what kind of interest we got. And once we think we've got enough people, then we can find the right piece of property. If it's not this one in Georgia, maybe somewhere else, whatever. But then we can find that and make an offer that we've got, this, and then we've got a contract to proceed. So everybody, let me know what your ideas are. Let's spitball this. I mean, I think we need to do something. I know everybody's talked about it would be cool to move to a society, move away and unplug. Yeah, we've all talked about it, but let's start doing something. If a bunch of little video game players can take over 8 blocks in a major metropolitan area like Seattle, why can't a group of liberty-minded people get together, put their heads together, put their resources together, and build a community that basically, you know, that we can take care of our damn self without anybody telling us what, when, or how we're going to do it. All right, everybody, get with me. We'll talk more. Thank you.